All right, welcome back, guys. Trash Trades here. Fucking VJ, that's me. Forgot my name for a second. Holy shit, it's been a long day, huh? And
Long
here's
day.
Luca, my boy Luca. Luca, you hear him a lot. On the clips seem to just mostly be about him. That's pretty crazy on the
Wow,
socials,
that's an
but
absolute lie.
it's absolute truth. But it's fine. Hey, Luca, say. Luca, say what's up to the fans and the trash traders that are with us. How y'all doing?
How's it going, Trash Traders? What BJ said there is an absolute lie. BJ just likes to feel like neglected. He's in a little emo arc right now. He's in a
I'm
little
in a bit of
phase.
a. I was very emo yesterday. I'll tell you guys, I was losing. I wasn't doing this too good this week. Thinking too much about the money, but I mean, we can talk. Should we talk? We'll talk about that later. We can talk about that now.
We can
Fuck it,
talk
we'll talk
about
about
that
that
now.
now, and then we'll get into the trade. So yeah, I was trading like shit this week, and it's mostly because these fucking free accounts, man. They fucking got me again yesterday, and I was thinking just too much of the money, the sizing was just going up, and
Ah,
I started taking off trades, not at their PTs because the money was too big. That's how it started, and then it started, cutting shit, not really at the stop, just to like make sure you have some more trades, and then it devolved into just fucking gambling, just like my last trash trade. The last episode was a perfect example of that, and then I did some more of that yesterday. I thought it was over it, but today, very steady. It was a different type of day, but I had a great read on the price. Came in light. Shit was all good. Sizing was
honestly,
right. Plus, hitting my
yeah,
PTs was fine. It
it's
was
kind of
so
the
fine.
same. The same with me for the trading, but it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks back to
Mm.
back, which is it's okay. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, for me it was like 2.5 days, and I was emotionally devastated. So in a way, Luca is stating and rubbing in my face. He is emotionally tougher than me.
You should have seen VJ. VJ had his whole mascara. He was like, he combed his hair to the side. He was going
I was
back
looking
to
like Jimmy Butler.
two thousand and six
I was
emos.
looking like Jimmy Butler in the NBA press, fucking in the NBA fucking start of the
Exactly.
season. I was emo VJ, but I got him out of my system. I took him out of my soul. I kissed him on the face. I stabbed him a few times. I slit his wrist. I told him it'd be okay because it's not that shallow, but I don't want to see him
Yeah.
around again.
He got a new
And he
tattoo
was
as
like,
well.
I did. It's a heart, and inside it
That's
says
broken.
"fuck you." It's
It's a
cracked.
broken, yeah, cracked heart. There
It's
you go.
cracked. It's fine. It's cracked heart. Says "f you," and is it on my face? No, but it is somewhere very
He
visible.
did get another face tat. It was like with those scriptures above his eyebrow that says "kill me." It's
He's saying it
classic.
wrong. He said another. I didn't have one before, but now I have two.
Okay,
Well,
let's move
okay,
on
I
from
didn't
this
get them
shit.
on the same day. Okay, yeah, but one is a Wyckoff uh,
White Coast.
model, and another one is a classic ICT market maker model, and they're just pretty. One is important to me, but the other one, I just like the name.
Yeah, I'm about to
Mikey,
get a
Mikey.
chart like on my forehead just to forget, like never forget my model.
Right. Yeah, you're
It
gonna get a
happens.
chart. Yeah, never forget your model, aka play stop loss into fucking Algo's hands.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's a
Algo.
good one.
The Algo is my is or the I'm the Algo's bitch right now. Really, in the last 2 weeks, not been going too well,
Uh,
but you know what?
yeah, that
It's
sucks,
whatever.
man. So like, yeah, I mean, listen. It happens to us all, but let's go ahead and take a look at your Algo.
Morality.
Just that you feeding the Algo some good liquidity. I would love to see it.
Good liquidity.
So let's go ahead and take a look at this on this Algo eating fucking what's that? What do they call it when they're eating on like screen?
Eating on the screen.
Mukbang. Here's an Algo mukbang for you guys. Roll the intro.
Order filled.
That was so funny. Mukbang is a new one. That's definitely a. That's a
Yeah,
like.
I had
Yeah.
to really think. I was like, why am I blanking on I'm like, because you've never said the word before.
That's a great
I've
word.
never
and
said that word. I've only typed it.
It's pronounced
once.
mukbang, not mukbang.
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 Okay,
It's a
mukbang.
mukbang.
Yeah, I knew that, but like I've never said it, so it just came out in this way, you know.
I gotcha.
Sort of awesome.
All right, who's ready for this shit? Back into the trade. We already rolled the intro. We're not rolling the intro 3 times like we did 2 episodes in a row. We're not fucking do that again. Honestly, it was so painful me editing that shit. All right, and VJ with the fucking third roll the intro, and again I had to play the music. So fuck.
Can we do it? Can we do it?
No.
Again?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, that's fine.
All right.
I miss him.
Okay.
That's fine. Next time.
All right.
All right. You went short?
BJ,
what day was this? What day was this? Holy shit.
BJ, I was waiting for you.
The chart. I said, hold on.
I thought we were getting like a thing. I thought you were going to say roll the intro. I was waiting for you to say roll the intro. You know?
Oh, no. It's all, I didn't want to do it the second time. I just looked at the chart. I said, hold on.
Okay, moving on. Anyway, we're not going to get a second intro today, guys, unfortunately. All right.
It's all good.
Straight away, you guys already know the strategy. This is market open. So we opened this candle here. I was looking for a 0.618 entry for a move down. Here's the catch.
This is market open?
This here was market open. I entered well after. Don't worry about it. But this was the kind of the range for the day. And straight away, I was looking for my kind of strategy. You guys already kind of know my strategy to a crisp. I've kind of explained it a lot. And I'm looking for a 0.618 and 0.786 type of reaction. And then I'll take my entry. I'm looking for former liquidity levels. One of the liquidity levels, for example, is my Pukul. You guys already know my Pukul, right? It's a little 2 candlesticks where it drops like this. This is a little Pukul. You know what? I'll zoom in for you motherfuckers. But it's when 2 candles don't sweep each other, right? So I had this as a little bit of a liquidity for a price target. But you know what? I was confident in this trade. Straight away, 3 contracts. Heavy trade
right there.
Heavy trade, and I entered short right there. Often I entered short right there because of this wick here. And we kind of had this wick. We are going to close a 5 minutes, so I was expecting like a turnaround downwards.
Is this the 15-minute? What chart are we looking at?
This is the 5. This is the 5 right here.
Okay. And this is what time of day are we talking about here?
We're talking about 10, 15, 10, 20.
I like the new colors. Pretty nice.
I appreciate it. I like the little neon, you know. You were dissing my black and blue, but, you know.
No, I like the black and blue. I said that the background with the
purple
blue thing. Yeah, I was like, it might be nicer with a starker outline. Like if you on my colors, like I have black outlines even on my white candles, so I can see the
gotcha.
wicks.
Yeah,
you know, so there's like this certain look. So I was like, you know, I just do it for but if you know, I like it.
Anyway, I took this short, targeting this liquidity, and I'll just play a little bit. And when I play this, I kind of want you guys to follow. And what do you guys think is gonna happen, right?
Yeah, so I think I know exactly what's gonna happen.
We kind of made this kind of consolidation. Some pattern traders would say head and shoulders here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we kind of sweep down. We broke back up and then broke down to this liquidity level.
Yeah.
Here is.
And this is probably right where I'd long, to be honest.
A fair value gap here that I was looking at for it to inverse, so it have a nice little flush down, which it did, and it started to inverse. And here's a crucial mistake because, again, my Pukul works. My Pukul is Pukul. The only thing is that I take no profits. Absolutely took how much profits? Zero off the table. Still in 3 contracts.
Because you were so certain it's gonna work.
I was very certain, and at the time, right now, I was kind of in a bit of a state where I should just set it and forget it.
Before you play it, let's keep the suspense. Oh, I'm sorry. Finish your statement, but before you keep playing the candles,
I won't keep playing it. I just felt recently, like earlier on this week, I had the impression that I was not gonna kind of practice my risk management. Normally, I would trim one here and then move my stop to break even. But I decided to set it and forget it. I was like, I'm just gonna set my stop loss, set my price target. If it happens, it happens. It doesn't, it doesn't. That's what I said to myself. And I got in my trade. So yeah,
No, I like that strategy. But before you play the candles, I do like that strategy. That's sort of what I'm using. So that's fine. I do think that it is good to have like a 1+ RR trim, especially at our level.
I 100%
So right
agree.
there, you have like a 2-to-1 RR almost at that level. So I would have almost done just like a mechanical trim.
Yeah.
That's probably the one like few things I keep like sort of strict. If I'm like at a 2-to-1, I will take something off.
100%
If
agree.
my first PT is that far, I might sometimes be crazy, but if it's even struggling even a tiny bit or wicks around there, I'll just grab it even if it starts getting under the 2, because to be honest, like it just does something for me psychologically. And honestly, if you left the same stops and the other 2 positions get hit out, you're break even.
I agree. I agree.
And so you could have done that there. And the thing that I was going to ask you is like, did you not notice the fact that we broke structure essentially against you very strongly before you're short?
Before.
So you see those 2 minor lows, right?
Yes.
Those 2 minor highs that are caused. Excuse me. The 2 minor highs before those lows. No.
These
Before
highs,
those lows.
these
Yeah,
highs.
those guys. And then the sweep at the low, low.
So
Sweep at the low. Yeah. No, yeah. Those would be break of structures. Like, sure, it doesn't break that first one, but it breaks it explosively after that last sweep. Now, I don't know what level you're at. I don't know where it's at, but because of the time, around 10:30, these are 5-minute candles. It looks like 9:30.
This is now the 1
came
minute.
down. Oh, this is a 1 minute. Yeah. So like, it looks like that even makes it more sense. Like around the morning, you came down. Might have been for a sweep. It might be for a move up now. Because if you take a fib from the low to the high, you probably be like, oh yeah, maybe this would be a long that I would take if I just happened to come by now.
Stop it right now, VJ. You already know. Yeah,
it would be
0.618. And I'll outline other factors as well. Just
recently.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I just wanted to illustrate that. But if you're going in, go on.
Yeah, no, so this was a crucial area. Normally, I think I mentioned it previously. Rarely, what I do is I actually play 618 to 618. So I'd buy a 618 and then I'd sell at the opposite 618. So I'd lock in profits straight away. A lot of fib traders kind of use it, and they use their own fib strategies against their own, just to lock in profits and make sure they don't contradict themselves during a trade. This was a crucial mistake. I decided not to trim anything. We just hit my first liquidity level, or my little pukul, as you guys know, and I was very confident in this trade to continue down. And in reality, I should have took profits, and I definitely should have moved my stop to either this high or to break even, because I really shouldn't have kept it there. But
yeah, I like the stop move to that.
Let's see. All right, we're gonna go one candle at a time. You ready, VJ? One candle at a time.
Okay. This is 1 minute.
One candle, Lord. 2 candles. You ready?
Oh, I already know.
Third candle. Where do you think this
all
third
the way
candle is gonna go?
all the way out of there.
Third candle.
Oh.
But I'm still in 3 contracts. Didn't trim a thing. Now I'm break even. Another candle. Hold on. Another candle.
Little retrace. Yeah.
Black green.
And that's gonna take off.
You could even argue that we're supporting this breaker block here.
Yeah. You actually can yeah, that's what you're doing. Because it's a minor breaker block, another minor breaker structure supporting that bigger one.
And it's not
this is a market maker. This is like a market maker buy model. Is this a correct against you?
Oh shit! It is It is, because it swept this low.
Exactly. It's all of it. Well, it's not just that sweep. It's like, look at the first sweep. I'm going to say, I'm just going to pretend that this is a market maker buy model. Okay. That first sweep, we're going to say it's a major zone in a major area, and you see how they kept sort of getting to that area and re-sweeping. Okay.
Yeah.
Then in a macro time, reflips, which in that general area, that's what I was like, what is this? You're like 10:30. I'm like, yeah, up until 11, you're pretty much good, even till 12. You break structure to the up to the upside. Now I can't take shorts immediately. I mean, it is a little sus that it didn't break that high just to the left of it, but in a way, it's just setting up low resistance liquidity
Exactly.
above.
I agree.
It broke the other two lows or highs that you drew lines down very aggressively and institutionally. It coming back into that like 618 70.5 range in that fair value gap in that order block right there on a slightly higher time frame. Like if you look at the 5 minute, that shit's out of here.
I should have been out.
Remember what we
I
were showing
definitely should have been
yesterday?
out. Break even
Yeah, you
at
see that 5 minute order
yeah.
block that it taps? It's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna and look at all the liquidity to the left. Your pool close to the left.
And just wait.
They're getting taken out.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Cuz guess what? Not only was this a great quote unquote great trade, right? If price moves all the way in your direction and you don't take profits or manage your risk, there is something that has went wrong. And this is the same in this instance, because technically if I were just to take away my position, you would argue, well, here you go, you have equal highs that are created in the markets. So this is pre-market. We have low resistance liquidity because technically we never swept that previous high. And
Never.
guess what? We got a 0.618 entry. We swept the Puka liquidity down
Yeah.
here as well. And we're in this gap. It's just sexual for longs. But guess what? I played the opposite and I didn't manage my risk, so I got fucking eaten alive. The market sucks. Sucks.
You I want to tell you something, and this is actually pretty like sort of telling. And I think it might have to do with just your schedule. I think that like me being around the market more sort of helps with this. Is that I feel like you might actually, and you might need to watch for this, um, like because of when you are able to trade, and it's not always consistent, and you're not always sure when it's going to be, like depending on your schoolwork and when you're free, that you might engage on your first trade idea without really checking to see how valid it is. Because your trade idea isn't bad, but the fact that there was a potential sweep at a major level or that it broke structure against you sort of invalidates against it. Now, of course, we saw my shitty trades and my breakdown and how terrible that was. So obviously we all do stupid shit. It's so easy to see after the fact, right? But like that's the reason why we show this shit where it's like, yeah, you could temporarily lose your mind. And like honestly, like this is why sometimes I'll dump positions, and even if I'm wrong, I'll be like, yeah, well, it had too many warning signs. Because like let's say you're right here, and then it just took it from here and just flung it down. If you just cut there, that's not a bad cut, because if you realize like, oh shit, we did break these highs like that, this is maybe a continuation, you're a break even, you're just managing risk, and it doesn't matter if you miss a play in reality, because you're supposed to be managing capital, you're managing a risk portfolio. And it's more like what I've understood is like the way that I trade, like I go for pretty high price targets. So honestly, like I'm better off if it's dangerous, if I have to get out of break even or a little bit less of a loss than my original stop.
Yeah,
That's
that's
sort of
fine.
better, because then the times where it just runs my way will just more than make up. And like I'm not saying that it's ideal to do that, but if you realize like you're doing sort of the TA on both sides and you're like, this is sort of sus, and then you're like, you know what, if this happens and we close like here or something, I will get out first. Or if we break above that high, like right there, I'd be like, ooh, this could be long end. If it broke above that other high, whatever, I'll just close. I'll just be like, yeah, this is probably some shit. Yeah. Lately I've been just like, fuck it. Like, and it hasn't, like a couple times you might miss a move, but it's like whatever. Like, because I'll be entering on inverse fair value gaps sometimes, and sometimes it'll close out of them, and I'm probably playing the technique wrong because I need to backtest it more. But then, as it closes outside of it, that invalidates my entry. I get out with a smaller stop, but then as it does that, it taps into an order block, then takes off, and I'm like, what? And I'm like,
Exactly.
oh.
And
But the thing is like I minimize my loss.
yeah, that's another thing I want to bring up. What something I will absolutely do in the future is I have to manage my risk during my position is open. For example, if you see this trade, oh, it's perfect, right? It's gone down in my direction. We've seen a good leg downwards. I've got a good entry. I'm in profit. Straight away, if I have a substantial area, so we're in a substantial area and it's been a substantial move in my direction, the first thing I should do is manage my risk. I should definitely move my stop to here or break even, and I should definitely trim my contracts just to have a riskless trade,
Trade.
and I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it reversing. Because, to be honest, what I notice a lot is that if you put your stop at whatever high it is, and the trade goes in your direction and comes back to your break even, it is very likely that that stop will be run. If it's come all the way back to your break even, it's likely that the stop is going to be hit as well. So,
It's interesting because like it really depends on your strategy. Because I would say this, like, if you break even, like, often when it gets there, I'll take a mechanical trim. That's usually what I say is safety trim, right? Where the RR makes sense, and I just want to take a contract table, as long as it's like over 1-to-1. Many times between 1 and 2, depending on how fast they get there, depending on how shaky I'm feeling or how heavy I'm in, right?
yeah.
But then also, like, many times, like, the entry area, like, it may need to come revisit. And I will, off of safety trims, I won't break even the stop. I will put the stop a little bit under just to give it a little bit of breathing room. Like, yeah, I might give up some of the gains I got, but, like, if you are right, most of the time it will like reprice to, let's say you got in at a fair value gap, it'll reprice to the fair value gap, like maybe shallowly run your entry and then go.
I
You know
think
what I'm
it's
saying? So
very
you have to give it a little
dependent.
breathing room, and it's very dependent.
Yeah,
Like,
on your
it sort of
strategy.
depends. Like, if you're straight wrong, or if you're like just sort of got in. Like, if I got in where you did, terrible. If I got in where you did, uh, and I saw that, oh, it broke structure against me,
Yeah.
I honestly would probably just dump the whole position there, or dump 2/3 of it and then break even it and be like, we'll see what happens, because it's so likely to fail.
It happened
But
so fast though. In just a couple of candles I'm break even. 3 minutes I was break even on my
right,
contracts.
that's the thing that sort of sucks about this. Like, remember just last episode, you were making fun of me, like, oh, some of these losses like happen within just a few minutes. Yeah, well, welcome to the party when
Oh,
you're
I have a
surprised.
few minutes. You had a few seconds. You were in and out the same candle. Am I mistaken?
Mm, no, I was in and out this like a few minutes after, because I got tagged in. Oh, maybe no, it was the next candle, but it was very close. Maybe a minute. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Okay. No, I got
Yeah,
you. But yeah, I in my strategy, I definitely feel that if it gets to my break even, it's likely to run my stop. So I definitely should have it to break even, trim and break even.
yeah. A lot
But
of times when you're on the right side, it will come back, and like it depends on which one of your entries is, but sometimes if you're playing like continuations, or it's like a little weird or choppy, or like you're coming in sort of like mid displacement out of a range, it'll come like check into a fair value gap that you might have entered, and like just get a little bit under it, just run that stop lightly and then go. And that's like if you're on side. So that's how they like reduce your profit. Like, you would have probably already took a trim, and then it comes back and then runs it lightly. And so if I really think I'm on side, I actually, a lot of times I just leave my stop, and I just take that trim there, and I'm like, yeah, let it run my stop, or I'll push it up just slightly. Like, okay, push your stop up. Push it down. Push it down. Yeah, I would have put it there. Like,
like right
yeah,
here.
but that order, yeah, I'm like, if that propulsion order block fails, then I'm out. And then getting there, like, if you took a trim in that, like, you have a green trade actually.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
slightly
agree.
green, but you're just like, yeah, I was just wrong. But you got out. And like the thing is, like, could you have made more green? Sure, you dumped the position, you knew you're wrong, but you didn't. And you just did all that, and then you get to look at it and be like, oh, I was just completely offsides, as Luca did. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to sort of like nimbly manage that, because that's actually a strategy that I utilize. Like, take a trim at like round 2 to 1, and then if you move your stops up like a half or even like a third from where they are, you're actually profitable depending on how much the trim is. If you took half of it off,
Exactly.
you are profitable. If you left it like, yeah, there's just different ways like you play that math, and then it just allows you to just like stay alive longer, especially if you're
Yeah, I agree.
not that sure. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And
Um,
just to final off this episode, I just want to say that what I'm definitely going to be doing, especially after these rough 2 weeks of trading, I'm going to be holding on to my green as much as I can. So in these trades, I will take very aggressive risk management, efforts to actually keep my green, and all the green that I get, I will keep. If it's 10 points in my direction, or even like, I don't know, 10, 15 points in my direction, that's the time where I start to break even my stops and take profit. So even if the trade goes badly, it still ends up green no matter what. I'm trying to minimize the red as much as I can. I'm
yeah,
definitely
I
going to
have to do
break
this.
even my stops. I'm definitely going to take profits a lot quicker, especially like BJ said earlier on. If you're if you're a little confused on when to take profits, there's not really a price target until all the way down there. If the price goes to 2 to 1 to your stop, so the stop is maybe 5 points, and right now it's 10 points in your direction, take profits and move down the stop. Trust me, if you're gonna replay and backtest all these trades, I encourage you guys to backtest your trades and just reaffirm your strategy and how you're gonna take risk management to the next level. Because believe me, there's no worse feeling than being stopped out on a trade you executed well on. You had a right bias. It's just you did not do any risk management efforts. It's a really bad feeling. This is the same as this trade. I really felt bad after this trade, and I think I got one more that is just like this. I did not manage my risk, and I fucking damn, I lose a
Luca,
shit ton of money.
real quick before we end this episode, and I'm so sorry you had to deal with this. Like we always have to deal with our trash trades, but another trick that just another like tip in terms of like taking a safety trim or whatever we're talking about here with this trim technique. Another technique, so you're talking about the 618.
Yeah.
Another technique you could do, and it works actually quite well for seek and destroy conditions where they're sort of just going for both sides stop, just like very quick and damaging consolidation to people who try to play. Is if you just take the range that you're playing, so take that recent high and low, and then you just do an automatic trim at the 50%. I would say the most recent
Ah.
one, like, you know what I'm saying? If you just
Oh.
take a trim at the 50%, yeah, that comes in there, especially if you have a good entry. No, the other low, the take the whole, yeah, the most recent just range,
Okay.
yeah. And then so if you're playing within that range, just take an auto trim at that 50%. As you see, yeah, it would have been a little bit shallower than the 618, but like in like seek and destroy conditions, that's sometimes the best thing that you could do. Like, yeah, you're playing for these PTs, that's insane in these conditions.
Yeah.
Or especially if you're potentially wrong. So just like if it moves your way and you get half of the range, like you don't know in terms of discount and premium where you are if you're wrong. So if
Absolutely.
you just automatically take out, how many times do I place my orders right at the 50% mark, starting there and just like waiting for them to fill? Because if they don't go higher than that, I'm not, just not comfortable. And that's sort of like how you could do your exit orders as well.
I
You could
agree.
literally just be like 50% of the range. I'm going to take a trim here. I'll take trims at these real things. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, especially when you're new. So that's just another tip that I think is fantastic when it comes to mechanical trims, safety trims, keeping yourself, alive by reducing your risk. Because, by taking that trim, not only do you book a little bit of profits if it's on the way, sure, you may cost yourself greater profits, but you also take some of your position off the table. That position cannot go red, and now you have less of a position that
Yeah.
can go red. Often safety trims, if you're really trying to be safe, should be over 50% of your position size. Honestly, many of my safety trims, I'll just take like, if I'm playing with three positions or however many, I'll take a small amount off at the safety trim. if I think that I'm right, and then like low hanging fruit, I'll take up to 80 to 90% of my position off and just let the rest go, because it's just smart to just grab the profit. Because in the end, just like what Luke is saying, we put on these fantastic trades, but somehow our red trades sort of mess with us. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pretty much just leave it at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you guys see us on whether it's Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts or TikTok or whatever, please show us some support. We really do appreciate it. We've been working very hard on the show, just building a good community of traders, and we want to see how you guys improve, and hopefully we all improve together.
Yes, sir. We really appreciate it. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Absolutely. See you guys. Bye bye.